So today it happened, our first encounter with the highly addictive substance, GSC, made it to the Ravenna Police Department. Thank you to Mr. John Graves, Chief Financial Officers of Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio, for doing your part to help clean up the streets and bring these cookies to be disposed of properly by trained professionals.
Right. Back on. All right. Let's reconvene and Mr. Ames.
I've been following the controversy about these contracts between the Solid Waste Management District and the townships, particularly Brimfield Township. Okay. Now, I've studied the information available out there, and I can find no place where a township has the authority to enter into such contracts. They have no authority to agree to rates. They have no authority to agree to certify those rates to the tax duplicate. So, you know, based on my long experience in contracts, when I was working for the defense contracting, you know, I would say that those contracts are defective, and that one party has no authority to enter into it. You know, that being the township. So, you know, that does not put the county in a good position, because then if you certify things to the tax duplicate based on defective contracts, why then those are all invalid. So I would like the Board of Commissioners to check into what authority the other party in the contract has to enter into such contract, make sure that those contracts are not defective. And that's it.
Thank you. Vicki, do you want to go to the miscellaneous items that we have? It's page 4.
Are your pages numbered?
Yes.
They are? Oh, you know what, I see, gotcha. Okay. I like your purple. Thank you.
Wait, I am a little...
Move that the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the January 17th, 2020 certificate of the county auditor that the total appropriations from each fund do not exceed the official estimate resources for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2020, as presented by the Portage County Auditor's Office.
I'll second that. Roll call, Amy.
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. Vicki, let me do this one.
Okay.
I want to delete the effective immediately language. And
Oh, I see, gotcha.
So it's just a little stronger than it needs to be. And
Okay.
we can't make it effective immediately because...
Until they're bored.
Exactly.
Right.
So let's move to request that the Regional Planning Commission amend its bylaw, Section 3, membership representation to reduce the number of commissioners currently serving on the Regional Planning Commission from 3 to 1 with 1 alternate.
And I will second.
Roll call, Amy.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Vicki?
Yes. Move in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code, Section 325.07, the Board of Commissioners acknowledges receipt of the monthly record of proceedings and transactions for November and December 2019 as presented by the Portage County Sheriff's Department.
I'll second that. Roll call, Amy.
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. All right.
We need to approve the meeting minutes.
Oh, what?
Meeting minutes.
And miscellaneous.
So I'll make a motion to approve the January 16, 2020 regular meeting minutes.
And I will second.
Roll call, Amy?
Kathleen?
Yes.
Vicki?
Yes.
Okay, Joanne. Are you gonna do the job of family services too?
No, I was not prepared to do, but
No.
I've got my own.
Well, wait a minute then.
You wanna wait until she comes up?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know that, I saw an email from Amy to her to come up.
We will be
It doesn't matter.
ready early, I
Yeah,
bet,
and that's
but
why I
yeah.
came up, because I figured even if she was here at 11, it wasn't gonna take her long from what she had on her
Okay.
agenda.
Thank you.
No problem.
Otherwise, I think we've done everything but Brad's resolution.
He's not coming, he's coming up? Okay.
Mhm. He wanted to. I think I asked him to,
Okay.
because as we figure this out.
Record center? Oh, record center. Yeah. Oh, no, I wasn't complaining about you guys, no. No, it's our record center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do end up on agendas. Well, I remember it came when there was a whole thing to take away the consent. And I went to my office, it was right after the hospital. And what it was is they auditors and
Morning.
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 How are you guys?
Good, how are you? How are you?
Good.
Going to New York tomorrow.
All right.
For fun?
My daughter competes in Manhattan for gymnastics.
Oh, wow, so
Yeah.
that is fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's coming off of a big injury, so this is a big deal for her.
Oh, good. You driving or flying?
Driving.
Hopefully it's good weather.
I hope so.
All right, so we have 4 resolutions before us. I assume that's what you guys are here to
Correct.
talk through, and thank you too, as we're kind of adjusting how we are doing our agenda.
Do you care if I start with the contract resolution first? Does it matter?
No.
Or do you have it in a different order than me?
We have the transfers, and then we have the contract last. We're okay to do the
Okay.
contract first, though, if that's the order you have. Go ahead.
So the resolution is relevant to the Tay Coleman contract that I presented to you at my last meeting, where I proposed that we would be reducing our contract, whereas Coleman would make available 2 apartments in lieu of 3 for kids that are transitioning in from foster care into independence. So talk to you about that, and so that's what you have before you, or I'll leave this with you, the original resolution for you, hopefully that you will pass it so that we can reduce that contract. The contract packet is prepared and ready to go to Joanne Townend, and so I don't know if you have, I know you guys asked a couple questions last time, but if you have additional ones, that's great.
Okay. On the first resolved, it's got, am I reading this wrong? Additional year from January 1, 2019 through December 30. Should that be 2020? Or am I? The first resolve, we've got the.
Oh, you have it?
But maybe this is an old one. Because it's got 19, January 19 through December 19.
No, this one doesn't. This one
The
has
one I-
20 through 20.
No, the first result
Second
before it, I think,
resolve.
tells you has that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's referring to an amendment number 3, is that what you're seeing?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
And then the
okay.
one right underneath it.
I got you, okay,
Yeah.
good enough, sorry.
Wait a minute.
It gave you the historic
Yeah,
perspective
okay,
of it.
okay.
So it's a reduction in contract, and you're gonna probably ask me what was the original amount, but it's been reduced to $17,850. Do you recall what the original
Well,
amount
we're
was?
reducing it by $577 a month, so that math adds up to me.
So it's about $6,000 less than what it was prior to with the new amount, the contract amount.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. With the new Bridges program through the state of Ohio, that affords our youth that are emancipating from foster care an opportunity to work with their case management program. And then the state Bridges program also funds apartments and utilities. So that's why, again, we don't want to completely eliminate this contract because there are some kids that unfortunately won't qualify for Bridges. So that still builds a nice safety net so that kids are not homeless when they leave our custody. And so we've met with Coleman. Bill Russell was their number 2 there, and so they're in complete agreement with the reduction with no issues with that.
Good.
Okay?
I'll go move to enter into an amendment number 4 between the Portage County Board of Commissioners on behalf of Portage County Job and Family Services Incorporated and Coleman Professional Services for supportive housing services.
I'll second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
And so then I'm going to defer to Sue for the transfers, but she also brought some revised code for you to kind of review for like a minute so you have some perspective on transfers that we do. And that should be, were those, the revised code was in their packet, yes or no?
No, I don't think so.
Do you have copies for them?
I have one
I can give them mine.
of each, I think.
So you can have mine. And you can just give her the other one. Do you have a point of reference though, Sue?
Which transfer do you want to start with?
We have
Let's do that.
first the public assistance to child support. 418,000.
Child support's 400, no, 180, okay, there we go. So that is the 533 one, so that is,
Should this be ORC?
no, it's OAC.
Okay.
It's,
Okay.
yeah, this is the OAC, Ohio Administrative Code.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's the one, it's 51019612.4.
Right.
That one, Kathleen,
Yeah.
you see it?
That's the
very
first one, yeah.
Child, and it's a big long name, we just call it 533 because it's a big long name, Child, Family, and Community Protective Services. So that is a pot of money that we get every year that is flexible. We can use it in child support, we can use it in public assistance, we can use it in children's services, and I believe we can even use it in CFC if we need to. So this year, because of the situation with PCSA, we've decided to use a portion of it now to be able to pay some bills here before our tax money comes in. So we are requesting to move the 118.5 from public assistance into the child welfare fund to do that.
Okay.
So and I know like a couple months ago there was questions about transfer of funds, but the revised code or the administrative code just gives you a point of reference that it's permissible and it's done throughout the other 87 counties too. It's not something that we're doing that's not given the blessing by the state of Ohio. It's in statute.
And we've had this pot of money for years, like probably 10 years now, I would
Oh,
say.
really?
Every year, you know, it's a
So
little
it
bit
carries
different.
over?
No, you have to
Oh,
use it within the
okay.
year, but they give us,
Okay.
they've been giving us
They
the
replenish it.
allocation.
Okay.
Mhm, yeah.
Historically, we've used $533 to support child support because it's been flat funded, but they're actually doing fairly well. And so again, as Sue said, those funds can be used in any of our divisions. And so child welfare right now is the division that needs it the most. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
That's helpful.
Move to transfer from Fund 1410, Public Assistance Fund, to Fund 1414, Child Support Administration.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Yes.
Yes. Next we have the 24,000.
Okay. That is just our regular shared costs, and that's your other OAC that I gave you. It is, what it is we pay our administrative costs, so salaries, supplies, benefits, everything out of the Public Assistance Fund. And that, so there are child welfare costs or child welfare employees that are paid out of there. There are public assistance employees, there are all the shared employees, and our people at OMJ, so our WIA. RMS is used to distribute our administrative costs.
Mhm.
So every month we get a report that shows in our system how much child support needs to refund public assistance for the salaries and all of that for their portion of it. It's first broken down by FTEs, so it goes by how many full-time equivalents are in each division, and then it goes by RMS, and the RMS spreads it where it needs to go. So that's a report that just comes out, and that the one OAC there explains how our cost pools run, and the fact that we need to pay those back to the Public Assistance Fund, because the Public Assistance Fund bears the burden of their salaries and benefits.
Okay. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I move to transfer from Fund 1414, Child Support Administration, to 1410, Public Assistance Fund.
I'll second. Roll call, Amy?
Yes.
Yes. And then the last one.
And then the last one is just our 4D contract payments that we make in child support, and you generously help us with 34% of them. So we pay the full amount as a contract piece, and then we ask for the transfer back of the 34%. We get the 66% from the feds, and then you guys kick in that extra 34% for us. And it lists here, so it was for juvenile court for October, prosecutor for August, domestic for July, and security from 9/1 of 19 through 11/27 of 19. And those were all paid in December. Yes, December.
Great. Thank you.
I move to transfer from Fund 0001, General Fund, to Fund 1414, Child Support Administration.
I'll second. Roll call, Amy?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
That
Too
concludes
bad,
our
right?
meeting. Not bad at all. I think it's good, and we have a continued good relationship with Joanne too, so, you know, she has the background, but I think it's fine for us to come and explain it. Also, it avoids misconceptions on things too, we can ask back up. So however it falls in the future, we're still always willing to come and give our background.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
And also, you don't necessarily, I mean, Sue can come.
Absolutely.
You know, however it works out.
It was just this is a new process for us, so we wanted to back each other up. Plus, I already presented the TAE and the memo from the old process. So it will be, because of money, it will be Sue or I. Really, Sue's the number one and I'm the number two, so, but it'll be one of us, okay?
Sounds great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good rest of your day.
See you later.
You too.
Okay, Joanne.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Alrighty. Let's see, on my agenda, I wanted to give you an quick update on the Hills Pond Dam. I've received 6 of the appraisals, and I'm waiting on just one more. I thought I was gonna have it yesterday, and it didn't come through yet. And it's the one that affects the Testa properties there. So once I have all those figures on what the easements would be, I'll get that put together. I can make you copies of the reports if you'd like, but in all honesty, they're about as droll as you can imagine, and
Right.
not, the pertinent thing is the cost, so I'll make you a sheet of that when they come up.
That'd be great.
As far as the record center goes, I prepared, because at the last meeting we had, you had asked for expenses that we had paid from out there. So being the first part of the year, I was able to get you exact pieces from what we spent totally last year. So you have personal services, which obviously is salaries and fringes. And the 2 columns represent, the general fund is what microfilm right now is currently being paid for, and then the internal service fund is strictly the print shop, because as he works on jobs for the departments, we charge the departments back for those. So, Glenn gets paid partially out of the print shop and partly out of microfilm, and Ramona gets paid totally out of microfilm. The next section down that says paid by maintenance, okay, these are items that are annual inspections and things like that we have to have done. And then we had some repairs this past year, so that's how much of the general fund maintenance department went into the microfilm record center itself. And then the next little grouping where it says quotes, those are items that we've gotten quotes on that are things that need to be repaired. And I will say, as far as the roof repair goes, it has so many various toppings and sections out there. There are technically like 10 different sections. We got quote on the worst 3 that we had, and that's how much that is. So I can only imagine if we had, you know, asked for
Full roof.
the full thing, what it might have gone to, you know. So I wanted to be able to throw that out there for you so that you had kind of an idea on what you're looking at. Should we keep that building and
Do
what's
we
got to be
know,
done?
does NDS, have they said anything? I mean, do we know where we are there?
The only thing that I got back from them is that, yeah, the person that they talked to that came out and looked is still very interested. They, you know, they'd like to move right away.
Are they waiting on us then?
She's, well, and I told her, you know, we have to, you know, totally figure out what we're doing with our records and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. And she's aware that we have to go through and
Okay.
find out what's what.
Okay.
We've been besieged since the end of last year and the beginning of this year with closing out the year and opening up the year, that I haven't had a chance to go back to Iron Mountain to narrow down any other pricing. And I did a search and I found one other company that seemingly does record retention, keeping, you know, records off site. And I wanted to contact them to see
Comparison.
what they may have. I mean, everybody that I know always shoots to Iron Mountain on us, and I don't know about this other company, so that's one thing that we want to be able to verify, I think.
What is the square footage that's in use for the record center?
That we use it all for records right now. We've got the total ground floor, the total basement, and then there's an upper area that used to hold was the apartment of the people that were the caretakers of the nursing home at the time, and we've got records stored up there.
Yeah.
So we've got it full, and that's why the estimate of the ground floor was 7,000 boxes of records. And what's in the basement, he hasn't really counted up yet to kind of give us an idea on how many there could be there. But we've got it as chock full as it could possibly be.
So we're running out of room there also, is that correct?
We're just contracted with a shredding company to come and get the boxes that were the old Portage, or the old nursing home records, because we were able to get just those destroyed. And there was between 500 and 700 boxes of those. So that'll make a space for the new 19s coming down from various departments. But we had our first directors meeting yesterday, and I think one of the things that came out about that was some folks don't even realize what they have out there that they've stored. And I'm just talking about, you know, your guys' departments. So I think one of the things that will have to, will definitely have to be done is you're going to have to take a stock of what you have out there and look at your record retention schedule, folks. And if you don't have to have those according to your schedule, then you need to have arrangements to get them, shredded, gone away with, whatever. And then I know that there are other departments out there that are in that same vein. I mean, Glenn tries to push people as much as he can about coming out and going through their boxes, but some are hesitant to do. And out of all of the county departments, only one elected official reached out to me about hearing that the record center might go away or something like that.
They probably don't believe it, Joanne.
And that was Vic. And Vic was concerned because he does have our people get his files and bring them here, and he's worried about having to go somewhere else to get them, and the costs. And to be aware that there's costs associated with those, Joanne, and I was like, well, yeah, there's costs associated with anything you want to do over in the top.
Yeah.
So, but that's not everything that will have to be considered, and I'm sure that'll be a topic for the Record Commission when it meets in February. I'm sure, if things get spread around. If he got the word, I'm sure other people have probably heard it.
Sure.
They just haven't communicated anything to me.
Right. You'll probably wait and see.
If it's really going to be,
exactly.
yeah.
Right.
And what's the plan? Yeah. So I just wanted to give you those quick updates.
That's
If you need any
helpful.
more information on expenditures or anything, let me know. And like I said, I'm gonna try to glean out a little bit more on the costs and so forth with, storage offsite.
Okay. Thank you, Joanne.
And then there's one resolution that I had on my agenda for the Board of Developmental Disabilities. It's our standard resolution that we do whenever we are removing inventory. And they had a Samsung TV that they are no longer need and they're putting out, yeah.
Well, I'll make a motion to declare obsolete and dispose of Portage County personal property located at the Portage County Board of DD.
Second?
Roll call, Amy?
Kathleen?
Yes.
Vicki?
Yes.
That's all I have for now.
Thanks, Joanne.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Oh, I just want to give you a stat. In the first 11 days of business this year, we processed 1,852 requisitions, 65 contracts, and we have another 75 contracts down there to get in the pipeline. We're moving quickly, but you know, every department out there needs to get their paperwork in so that they can start paying their vendors and buying whatever they need for their offices. So we were jumping through hoops as fast as we could to get things going. But when you, in the scope of things, when you think about 1,800, it's like, really? But
Yeah.
it went.
Now, is that heavier this year, Joanne, or is that normal?
It appears to be to me.
Okay.
You know, and it probably appears to be to me because part of that time Michelle was gone for a week on vacation. And then I was like, well, okay, I'm doing like these reports every single day. I can't get anything else done. But yeah. You know, everybody, what's nice is you hear back from the departments like, thank you so much for getting this in because we needed, you know, we closed kind of early in the year, so there's that gap where vendors aren't getting paid and they're all of a sudden spooked out about getting their payments. And so, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks, Joanne.
You're welcome.
Brad, he's.
Hey, Todd, what's going?
Brad, I will
You
say.
may-
to hear about the easements.
Oh, I'm waiting for one, the only copy of it, and I thought it was gonna be after.
Is Brad on his way? Hopefully, I just emailed him. Okay.
Brad's in a meeting. Recess for a minute?
Sure, yeah, we can recess till Brad gets here. That's right, I think he would say that.
seen that before.
Okay, can we take this?
Yeah. If you wanted to, we usually do $1 and usually like local.
This one and this one.
The big one with the handle.
That's, I'm not sure, is that a different fee? Okay. And then this one? Amount of parks and
Yeah. So it's $1 for me.
we do those two.
They should have, I think they should have insurance.
Just two more now.
got a broken furnace I'm dealing with.
It's not good.
It's not my furnace, so that's fine. But it's appreciate that.
Helpful family member then.
Well, I do what I can, right? So I appreciate you taking a moment to meet with me. You should have a draft resolution, thank you, on the unclaimed funds question. So this is something that I was presented with. I'm sorry, Amy, you need to?
No.
I'm good.
I just wanted to reconvene.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you.
It's okay.
So this resolution is on the question of unclaimed funds. I was approached in November at the County Treasurers Association conference by a staff person from the Ohio Department of Commerce Unclaimed Funds Division with a notice that they were holding about $8,000 for Portage County as unclaimed funds in the state, at the state. I believe I sent you the underlying documents there. So it's a bunch of different departments, clerk of courts. The ones that are relevant to you are JFS, I think primarily would be the main one. But the long and short of it is, in order to make a claim, I have to have authorization from everybody. I'm trying to belt and suspenders this, so we only have to push it through once. But in the interest of doing that, a resolution from you would be very helpful in kind of authorizing me to act as the county's agent to collect these funds. It's not a lot, but every little bit helps, right? So,
Yeah, for sure. That's great.
any questions about that?
No.
Go get the money.
Okay, will do.
So I'll move to authorize the county treasurer to pursue unclaimed funds held on behalf of Portage County.
I'll second.
Roll call, Amy?
Kathleen?
Yes.
Vicki?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I have one other small thing to piggyback if you'll indulge me on that. So, as you know, I'm on the board of the United Way. Portage County is a United Way partner. We have a fundraiser coming up Saturday, February 1st at the Skylanes Garrettsville to raise money for
Was that
United
the
Way.
birthday party?
Yeah, so I wanted to see if I could post these on the bulletin board downstairs. Do you have an objection to my doing that in either of those locations? Okay, I'll stick those up then this afternoon.
Okay. Sounds
Thank you
good,
much.
Brad.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
We'll see you
Thank you, Brad. Good luck with
Shoot us a
the
release on that
furnace.
too.
on this.
Yeah.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right. I believe we've gone through all our business. So with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, Amy?
Kathleen?
Yes.
Vicki?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.